Good morning. Today I'm going to present my persuasive speech. Imagine being abruptly separated from your family, put in a cage, and used for many painful experiments. Well, this is what Billy, a chimpanzee captured for research related to hepatitis, lived for 20 years. Some of you can think that animal testing is an essential part in order to contribute to biomedical innovations. However, what if I told you that this is just an outdated idea? My research in this speech is based on credible resources such as PETA and the Animal Welfare Institute that help me support that animal testing should be prohibited due to the massive suffering in animals, the low reliability, and the many available options. As I go through my speech, I will be presenting the problem, I will refute some opposite views, and then I'm going to give some ways in which you can help in this fight against animal testing. First of all, let's start by defining and presenting what is animal testing. Animal testing refers to the use of animals in any scientific research due to the similarities with human body compartments. Some of the most known contributions have been the vaccines, antibiotics, and cosmetics. On 1 year, 115 million of animals are being used worldwide, including animals such as mice, rabbits, cats, and fish. And the experiments can go from poisoning to mutilations. According to the Animal Legal Defense Fund, the 92% of the drugs that are passed on animals end up not being safety enough for humans. So even when it's not worth the pain, some people can still be in favor of animal testing. They can argue by saying that animals are protected by laws, and it's easy to think that scientists follow ethical guidelines when testing on animals. It's true that in the USA, the Animal Welfare Act establishes minimum standards for care of animals. However, according to the Animal Welfare Institute, in this act, there is no provision to any experiments, which means allowing animals to be burned, poisoned, mutilated, brain damaged, and many more without any type of penalties. In addition, this law doesn't even cover all the animals that are being tested, excluding animals such as mice, rats, and birds that are not even provided with pain relief. Another common opposite view is the perception that animals are inferior to humans. Some of you wouldn't hesitate too much when choosing between saving a baby or three animals. This is led by speciesism. Speciesism is the belief that one species is superior to another, which led to negative consequences. It's true that humans, we are more intelligent and more self-conscious. However, this doesn't justify mistreating animals since they are organisms that can feel pain and fear as well as us. And the last opposite view is thinking that besides non-human animals, there are no other options to test on. What if I told you that computational models or human patient simulators are just a few examples of alternatives that can not only substitute but give a more precise results? An example of a company that uses computer analysis and laboratory created tissues is the Body Shop. With its commitment, it has been proved how a company can provide a product without harming any animal. Now that you know the reality that some animals go through, would you still be supporting animal testing? Imagine a world where all animals live in their own habits. Science is still making biomedical innovations through technologies such as simulators without harming any animal. Well, this future doesn't build itself. We as students, and above all humans, we have the mission to protect the animals that live in this world and make sure that they live outside of the labs. So knowing the problem, a good way to solve it is by buying cruelty-free products and sharing awareness about the reality of animal testing. Now that we have got to the end of the speech, by making a difference in our actions, we can be part of creating a better world that will not cause suffering to animals unnecessarily, such as Billy the chimpanzee. It's time to show some humanity for these animals. Thank you.